Imagine a man who could walk into any room and command absolute respect. A man who ruled the underworld with a smile as deadly as his gun. He was feared by his enemies, adored by his community, and seemed untouchable by the law. This is the story of John Gotti, the man they called the Teflon Don. John Gotti was born on October 27, 1940, in the Bronx, New York, into a life that foreshadowed his destiny. Raised in poverty as one of 13 children, Gotti quickly turned to the streets, learning the harsh lessons of survival. By his teens, he was already involved in petty crimes, but it was the allure of the mafia that drew him into the world of organized crime. Gotti's rise within the Gambino crime family was swift. Under the mentorship of Agnello Della Croce, Gotti's ambition and ruthlessness quickly made him a valuable asset. His first major test came in 1973, with the high-profile murder of James McBratney, a gangster who allegedly had kidnapped and murdered a nephew of Carlo Gambino. The Gambino family wanted revenge, but the task wasn't directly assigned to Gotti alone. Gotti, alongside Angelo Ruggiero and Ralph Gallione, was part of a team sent to carry out the hit. But the situation spiraled out of control when McBratney resisted. Gallione panicked and shot McBratney dead on the spot. Although Gotti didn't pull the trigger, his involvement in organizing and carrying out the hit solidified his reputation as a rising star in the Gambino family. However, this also led to his first significant run-in with the law, resulting in a conviction for attempted manslaughter and a brief prison sentence. But it was in 1976 that Gotti's ambition reached new heights. Carlo Gambino, the patriarch of the Gambino family, died of natural causes, leaving a power vacuum. Paul Castellano was appointed the new boss, but his leadership style quickly led to tensions within the family. Castellano, unlike Gambino, was more of a businessman than a street boss. He preferred dealing in white-collar crimes like stock fraud and construction rackets, distancing himself from the more traditional mob activities like drug trafficking and loan sharking. This shift caused friction, particularly with the family's more traditional and street-oriented members, including Gotti. Gotti and many others viewed Castellano as aloof and out of touch, but the real conflict began over money and loyalty. Castellano had forbidden members of the Gambino family from dealing in narcotics, fearing it would bring unwanted attention from law enforcement. However, Gotti and his crew were heavily involved in the heroin trade, which was immensely profitable. When Castellano discovered this, tensions escalated. He began suspecting Gotti of disloyalty. Gotti feared for his life and decided to act first. On December 16, 1985, Gotti made his move. He orchestrated the assassination of Paul Castellano outside Sparks Steakhouse in Manhattan. The hit was executed with military precision. As Castellano exited his car, he and his driver, Thomas Bellotti, were ambushed by a team of gunmen. Castellano was shot multiple times before he even hit the pavement. Gotti watched from a car down the block, ensuring the job was done. It cemented Gotti's position as the new boss of the Gambino family. Gotti's reign was marked by his flamboyance. Unlike other mob bosses who kept a low profile, Gotti embraced the spotlight. He wore expensive suits, drove luxurious cars, and frequented high-end nightclubs. The media loved him, dubbing him the Dapper Don for his impeccable style. But it was his uncanny ability to evade conviction that earned him his most famous nickname, the Teflon Don. Despite being the target of numerous investigations, Gotti managed to escape conviction time and again. His secret, intimidation, bribery, and the strategic elimination of witnesses. But perhaps his greatest weapon was his charm. Gotti had a charisma that endeared him to the public. In the neighborhoods where the Gambino family held power, he was seen as a hero, a protector who took care of his own. But no one is untouchable forever. Gotti's downfall began with his most trusted lieutenant, Sammy the Bull Gravano. After years of loyalty, Gravano turned state's witness, providing the FBI with the evidence they needed to bring Gotti down. In 1992, Gotti was finally convicted on charges of murder, racketeering, and other crimes. The evidence was overwhelming, and the jury found him guilty on all counts. The Teflon Don's luck had run out. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, marking the end of an era. John Gotti died in prison in 2002, but his legacy lives on. He remains one of the most infamous figures in the history of organized crime, a man who epitomized the American mob boss in both style and substance.